Hi, this is Paul from the Victory Team, or Ty Paul, or Teacher Paul. This is the last episode of a little series we've had on, this was by request, by the way, child training. It really is amounted to parent training. Your child is the product of the amount of faith and work you put into their training. So enjoy it. This last episode is perhaps the most difficult to teach, and culturally I get the most resistance. But again, I simply ask, do you believe what God said? Do you believe that God knows how you should train your child? And if I'm using the Word of God, then so be it. You decide. You love your child by training them. Discipline, that's our topic today. Discipline is not fun. Discipline is work. But you hate them. You hate them by not correcting them. What? Go to Proverbs chapter 13. Proverbs 13 verse 24. He that spareth his rod, that means he doesn't use him, doesn't spank his child, hateth his son. He doesn't care about that kid. I don't care what you do. Get out of here. But he that loveth him chasteneth him. That is, he corrects him. He gets after him. He disciplines him at times, early. He doesn't wait till the end. Right away when the child needs it. Wow. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? I know a lot of parents that they'll make excuses. Oh, yeah, little so-and-so, he's just that way, or I was riding the bus the other day and the kid was just being a terror. And there's mom. The kid's right there. Mom, didn't you see anything? She's like, the kid's doing things, crazy stuff. It's like, Mom, by ignoring it, it's not going to go away. But they try to do that. You love them by training them. But teacher, I love my child. I can't hurt them. Or they say this, but I'm nonviolent. I can't spank or hit my child. Well, you should decide whether you're going to be a Bible believer or not. If your way is better than God's plan, then so be it. You're going to feel the fruit of it, though. Because soul winning, I put that in air quotes, soul winning begins at home. In soul winning, the sinner must first realize that there's a penalty for doing wrong. When we get saved, we realize that I need to get saved. I deserve a penalty. I've sinned against a holy God and I deserve a penalty. I don't really want that penalty. I need to be saved from God's penalty. But I deserve it. But a child that doesn't understand that, I can get away with it. I can do anything I want. There's no penalty. They're the child that's not going to get saved. They're not going to love God because they're going to continue in that pattern of thinking, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. Soul winning begins at home. Proverbs 23, look at verse 13. Withhold not correction from the child. For, I know we don't like this, but this is Bible. For if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Soul winning begins at home. The child has to learn that there's a penalty for sin, for disobedience. Wow. Let me ask you a question from the Bible passage here in 23 verse 14. What instrument does God expect us to use when we chasten our children? Does he expect us to use a fist and beat them? Does he expect us to take a cigarette lighter and burn them. Ah. Does he expect us to yell and stomp on them? Or does he expect us to use a rod? Like a handle of a long spoon, for example. That's what we used. Does he expect you to use a rod? He says a rod. What tool does a shepherd use to discipline and training the sheep? Psalm 23, verse 4. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. But the rod is an instrument of correction. Yeah, it's good for me though. It comforts me. It shows me the shepherd cares about me. The shepherd takes the time to correct me. What tool will Jesus use to discipline the nations? Revelation chapter 12 and verse 5. He shall rule all nations with a rod. Wow. And it's also in Psalm 2 verse 9. A rod. God suggests that we use a rod. It could be a handle. You know, you don't spank your child with something like a big club, a big stick. Those little bones, we're not trying to beat them to death. We're not trying to bruise the baby. But when you zap them with a rod, it zings. And their skin gets red and it hurts. But it doesn't leave a permanent mark. It doesn't break their bones. That other things would be abuse. But God has the seed of understanding is where we apply. It's good. Do that. Don't use a big fat board, or some people use their belt or something. I would never use your hands. Use a rod and correct them. And don't make empty threats. I got in the slide, the woman with a bullhorn, the kid, yeah. Oh, that's not good. You're not helping your child. You should make few rules, just a few, but you keep the rules you make. Be firm, but be fair. You never raise your voice. When you raise your voice and yell, you are out of control. When you discipline your child, you stay in control. You don't say bad words to them. You don't kick them and punch them. You train them the right way, God's way. And you love them when you train them. Jesus, our model, showed his love to us by Jesus disciplines us because he loves us. It's here in Hebrews, though he were a son, yet speaking of Jesus, yet learned he obedience. He learned obedience, same as your child will, by the things which he suffered. No parent enjoys correcting your son, but it's work, but it has to be done. And don't do this. Don't put it off to the other parent. One parent doesn't do anything and the other one has to do all the discipline. No, the times, immediately. When that child acts up, needs to be spanked, spank that child. Don't do this. Well, when your dad comes home, he's going to get this. You're going to get a spanking. Well, that's not fair. Dad doesn't want to be the tough guy. Take care of it right away. In Hebrews 12, verse 8, it says this, though. This is really what I want you to see. But if ye be without chastisement, that is, if you never get spanked, you never get corrected. And you don't have to spank your child for everything. But there's times when it's a violation of will. It's a conflict of will. Whose will be done? And mom, dad, you have to win. You have to teach them that it hurts more to break your law than the enjoyment they get by breaking it. They will not want to break your law again. But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards. Then you're without a father. That's not a good word. And ye are not sons. Those bad children that act like they have no father, they're bastards. They have no father to love them, to correct them. God says, you're not going to be like that. I'll correct you. Learn from that. God will correct us too. Is it child correction or child abuse? Proverbs 19, verse 18. Chasten thy son while there is hope. And listen to this, let not thy soul spare for his crying. Oh, he cries. Sometimes they want to make a deal, different things going on. They want to blame others. Don't stop, because you want them to hurt. You want it to be an embarrassing time. If you correct your child the right way, you don't have to do it a lot. They'll learn, you know what? It just ain't worth it. I'm not going to do this anymore. But if you don't do it, you know what? The police is going to do it when they get older. What can I learn from this verse? Proverbs 19, verse 18. Chasten thy son while there is hope. That would be betimes, early, immediately. And let not thy soul spare for his crying. Spank him. You love them. You take care of them. Again, you don't spank them for every reason. But when they need a spanking, you spank them. And you won't have to do it very often. Children, yes, even your children will need chastening, correction. Correct them while you can. Once they get older, you won't be able to. They should cry during the correction. It's not supposed to be pleasant. It's supposed to be difficult. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Don't stop because of that. Proverbs 22:15. Again, a good proverb. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. What can we learn from this Bible verse? How do we instruct children? How do we drive away foolishness? The rod of correction. So foolishness is natural. Wisdom is supernatural. The rod is the tool of correction, not the hands, not paddles, not belts, not cigarette lighters and big sticks. It is possible to drive foolishness from a child. It is possible. Above all, parents, if you've tuned out or you're offended, please just tune in for this. Above all, pray without ceasing. Pray for your child. Pray that they would get good friends. They would get friends that would help them develop good character. They would make good decisions, wise decisions. The Old Testament saints in the Bible they're written for our example. We can learn from them. Parents, memorize Proverbs 22, verse 6. Memorize it and claim it. And then enjoy the fruit of your labor. A child brought to maturity. There's no greater joy. You'll love it. God bless you. I'm praying for you. I pray this is a help and a benefit. I pray your family is well. God bless you.